Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment, right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM.
Okay, 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. Yes, 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter what it is, wherever you are watching us from. Those that are following us through that's our live Facebook broadcast. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends on where you are joining us from. Welcome to yet another edition of the Punch Breakfast Show. Welcome to yet another edition of the PBS, the Punch Breakfast Show. This is where we talk the talk. This is where we make sense out of the discourse. And this is where we bring the topic to you. This is where we bring a reconciliation. This is where we bring somebody say palabra, right? Yeah, somebody say palabra. This is where we talk the talk. We make sense. Yeah, there are a lot of trending news making headlines in our body politics this morning across Liberia. Yeah, a lot of trending issues. We'll discuss them and make sense out of it. Later on, we'll give you the opportunity to participate by opening up the phone lines. By opening up the phone lines. So, like I said, this will be our theme song. Yeah, because it's not copyrighted, right? It's not. It's we trying to have a theme song, and now we do have it. It's copyright free because once the song have copyright to it, it do disturb our live Facebook broadcast. So if you are just joining us or you are listening to us through your radio, you want to make a follow up, you can join us through our live Facebook page. Just log onto the Punch TV Live. That's Punch TV Live. You'll watch us live from your home, be it in your vehicle. Probably you want to know who's behind this microphone that's talking to you. You see, I just want to see the face. Log onto just go onto Facebook, log onto a Punch TV Live. I'm pretty seated here in a yellow or white shirt, right? So welcome once again, Buakai Amara Kamara Ismani. I'm pretty seated here for you on a Thursday morning, the 4th day of July, AD 2024. So this morning, let's take down the theme song. We'll be looking at a wide range of issues. There have been a few things put in place by the government of Liberia. Yeah, government of Liberia signed few agreements on yesterday. Yeah, the agreements signed by the government of Liberia on yesterday, the government of Liberia and the World Bank signed. The signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of Finance conference room on yesterday. The government of Liberia and the World Bank. Um, the first, there are three projects that were signed up to by the government of Liberia, and 30 million, that's 30 million for a great project was signed yesterday. Another one is a 45 million for the LISA project. and 5 million for the TF grant. So out of that come 45 plus 5, 50, 60, 70, $18 million projects. Projects, because it's not one project, three different projects: the GRID project, the LISA project, and the TF grant. So the TF grant, which was 5 million United States dollars, was signed yesterday. 45 million for the LISA project, and 30 million for the GRID project. So we thought it wise in letting you know. And yesterday, the president attended an Islamic special Islamic prayer service for returnees, those that went for the pilgrimage. Yesterday, there was a program here at the the Minister Complex or MCC, right? I think one of them. So the president graced that occasion. So, folks, we just thought it wise in letting you know of some of the things that happened yesterday. Probably a great thing that happened yesterday. And this morning, there have been few reports of nepotism at few government entities in the country. Few government entities in the country. One of the entity is the Ministry of Labor. The Ministry of Labor have been in the news, and their minister, in person of Okokra, have been in the news lately. Yeah, he's been in the news lately for employing uh, members of his family. That's according to the news, making rounds across Liberia. And there's this investigation that is ongoing. We are doing this investigation. It's at the National Identification Registry. Yeah, somebody reached out to me from there. Yeah, at the National Identification Registry, there's this investigation we are conducting. Once we are done with all of our facts funding, we will make sense out of that. The head of that institution also been misappropriating, misapplying funds at that entity. And like I said, we are doing our background investigation as we are. Once we are done with the investigation, we have all of the documents on hand. We'll be exposing, or we'll be bringing to you, Liberians, the things that are happening at the National Identification Registry. But we'll get otherwise in chipping on that, because we are investigating a few things that are happening at that entity, and we will be making sense out of that very soon. Anytime soon, we'll be bringing up. Anytime next week, we'll be bringing you the findings from that investigation at the National Identification Registry. So, folks, good morning, welcome. Waka Kamara is my name. I'm anticipating the arrival of my colleague, Mr. Harris Berry. In a moment from now, he will be here with us this morning. Yesterday we had an opportunity of talking about the liberalization policy, and how Liberians can be respected in their own home, in their own country, business wise, and that topic became a national conversation, and a lot of people called in yesterday to make sense out of the discourse. Yeah, Liberians have been marginalized, and some of the guys that are behind this, we flagged them out yesterday, and we will continue that process. I can promise you, it will be a continual process here on this platform. we are not reneging on that. We will never renege because we have to stand up for our own Liberian people. Yeah. Um, for our own Liberian people, we have to stand up. And there's this troubling news coming in. It says workers, that health workers again warn of nationwide protests if salaries and benefits are not uh, speedily addressed. So, um, hmm. The president of the Physician Assistant Association of Liberia is warning of unspecified action that could bring the government to compliance if the issue of salaries for health workers is not speedily addressed. Theophilus Fire urged that the increment in the health budget, that the health budget has no impact on the salaries of workers at the health ministry or other health institutions. So, yesterday when we talk about the lawmakers, when we talk about the lawmakers wanting to disrupt session, some of them said, "Oh, I will burn down the Capitol building because uh, I haven't received my car or I haven't received my 45,000 dollars for my car or their car." So some of them sort of burning down the Capitol building. And who was that person? It was no one else but CDC lawmaker, uh, CDC lawmaker of District Number 9, Prince Foko. Yeah, he thought it was, oh, when I give my money, oh, you're not do this, you're disrespecting us, you're doing this. So if you're not working in line with us here at the Capitol building, we'll take actions. So, fellow Liberians, uh, it becomes disheartening when we see some of these guys that should be representing us or making us believe that they are working in our interest, but they are not working in our interest, but later on, they are working in their own interest. When last have we seen these guys mustering the courage to speak for us? When last have we seen this? I mean, these guys mustering the courage to protest for us. Now, health workers, I mean, the health workers are raising a line that if they don't take pay, there will be some actions taken. With the lawmakers from the lower house, the upper house, will they stand up for the health workers, or they are all after their 45 to 50,000 worth of car? 45. But I don't know. There is need that we change a lot of things in this country, most especially some of our laws. There is need that we change some of our laws in our country. Mhm. Most especially when we talk about every 3 years, every 2 to 3 years, we should buy lawmakers' car. We should buy lawmakers' car. Hmm? We should buy lawmakers' car every 2 to 3 years. Why our health system, why our health workers, why our teachers go? Let me say this, fellow Liberians. If you think that you in Mostorado County here, you are suffering, no, you are not. When I sit on this microphone, or if you just sit to your homes, you think that all your children are going through serious hard time, forget about yours. Forget about yours. Just make your way to, just leave this county called Monserrato. Hmm? Just leave this county called Monserrato. Go in a rural area. Just go to Raya Todi. Right? Don't go far off. I'm saying this, don't go far off. Just go Raya Todi. Just go Raya behind Fena. Go and see the lives of Liberians. Go and see the education system. Go and see school buildings. Go and see armchair. Go and see classroom. Go and see how our children, our brothers, our sisters. I'm not pushing you far off, I'm not saying you should go far. I'm saying right here to the, or go right here to Tottenham. Go and see the lives of Liberians. Go and see. So this is why when I see people celebrating politicians, when I see people defending politicians, I get so annoyed in this country. When I see people bad-mouthing, when I see people denigrating people that should be celebrated, people that are trying their effort, their little effort that we should appreciate, when I see them being bad-mouthed, when I see them being looking down upon, it's so sickening. Totally sickening. You will see the guys that should be working in our interest, the guys that we should be depending on to represent us. We elected them to represent us. The Senate, the House. Go and see their budgets. Go and see their budget. The cabinet ministers. Go and see their budget. The president, the vice president, the speaker. Go and see one man budget, what they are taking. Go to the University of Liberia. Students are fighting on armchair at the University of Liberia. Even though some of these lawmakers graduated from that particular university. Go and see the University of Liberia building unpainted. Go and see classrooms. Go and see classrooms. Even safety transportation to help students to commute from here to Fender and come back. It is not possible. It's difficult. If you think that you are suffering, fellow Liberians, you may afford to get a 1 cup of rice. But somebody somewhere can afford that. They can afford. And you think that person is becoming crazy, or you think that person is the person not just want to do anything for themselves. No. The person want to. But how can they? How can they? Our education system, our school going kids, our brothers that are in universities, some of us are in the universities around here. private university, other places. And when elections come, they will come to us. They will come running to us with all of the sweet mouth. I will do this. I will do that. I will make that change. But if when they are elected, it's all about their self-interest. It's all about their self-interest. One man who just a lawmaker will pay for the person are cooking for them, they are cook, they are nurse. We, the director, will pay for that. The person that they are security at home, we, the director, pay for that. The person that is driving them, their own driver, we, the director, pay for that. Not talking about the lubricants, their own car, the car that they are driving. We servicing their car, we fueling their car, and later on paying them over it. At the same time, the thing that we're making it there, we are the one buying cars for them again, my people. Can you imagine? We are the one buying cars for them. Oh no, probably not getting what I'm saying here. No, you're not really getting what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that we are paying for their drivers. We are paying for their assistance. We are paying for even the food that they are cooking to their houses, the nurse are cooking to their houses. If there is any, we are paying for. We are paying their salary. They get bored, all the security at their homes. We are paying the get board or the security at their homes. The generator that they are using at their houses, the people that will be using, they use the generator. We are the one fueling the generator. We are the one fueling their cars. We are the one buying cars for them, and we are taking care of their cars. We are taking care of their cars. Then when I see them getting up, and bar muffing people and talking this, talking that, when they go there, the thing that really gets me so annoyed. We are doing all of these things for them. The guys are only going to work 2 times a week. No, fellow probably you don't know. You don't hear what I'm saying. They're going to work only 2 days every week. They're going 2 days. So 2, 4, 6. So a man can go 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 times. The man can go 8 times to work every 8 days. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 times every month. 8 times every month. They're going to work. But we are buying them cars. And then out over again, they post something there again, they call what? Constituency visit. We giving them money for them to go visit our own people in that district. Yeah, the accountants, we're giving them money for it. We're giving them money to go visit our own districts. But what are the Liberians? What are we benefiting from them? Are they developing a district? No. You there is district number 2. Is the because developing your district? You there is district number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7. You that listening to me this morning, what impact you are feeling from your lawmaker? What are you feeling from your lawmaker? What's the impact you are feeling from your lawmaker? I'm asking you this morning. What's the impact? What's the impact? We are paying them everything. everything. Even one day we get up, they will tell us, say, oh, their girlfriend or their wife to mobile the payroll. You don't know? You don't think so? Today or tomorrow, they see many, they will post something and still budget and say, oh, we want for to repay our girlfriend. And they are the one making a loss now. They are the one. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, they will say, we want for our children to be on payroll. They see people there. See lawmakers, the Senate, the House of Representatives. I'm not leaving anybody out this morning. No, I'm not. I'm not. Then somebody say, because they ain't buy a car. Somebody that they ride car. Somebody that having their own car. When you are not lawmaker, how are you commuting around here? When you're not lawmaker, how are you managing? Some of them that have their own car, and some of them that were re-elected, they still have cars. They are the one protesting. The leg of Yeke Koluba and other people. They are the one protesting. Saying that because they get a car, so they run keke. No, you not get keke to the Canada building. You carry wheelbarrow. Next time, like wheelbarrow will put it in your carry so you can go. Because they buy your car yet, cars yet. Now wheelbarrow will put it in. We'll put it in wheelbarrow. We'll put you in wheelbarrow. You might carry keke. Like wheelbarrow will carry next time. Then somebody say, oh, because you take respecting the horse, we will burn down, I will burn down the Capitol building. I will do this, I will do that. Who are you doing it to? Who are you doing it to? You think you're doing it to us? No. You think you're doing it to us? You're not doing it to us. You are not doing it to us. Very soon, some of you guys will be booted out. Very, very soon. Hello. Be passing around, be acting a big boy. Be acting a big boy. Be putting the people against the government. Be putting the people, be inciting. Because he said you want to seek relevance. Because he said you want to be re-elected. So the only way that you can be re-elected easily is by playing on the ignorance of Liberians. No, you're not playing on our ignorance. Not every one of us you play on. No. Not every one of us. Not every Liberian you play on our ignorance. No. You and I. Some of us have seen this, we have experienced it, and we now adjust to it already. We adjust to it already. So when you think that because we haven't buy you guys a car, or because you guys haven't taken pay or do this, you know what? You know the things that the health workers are honorable. You know the different. You that say because they not give you car or because they not pay your salary yet. The people that are working with government that are in the leeward counties that haven't taken pay for 2 to 3 months. The people that take they don't have the buses to carry them to work. Yeah, of course. They say, well, yeah, right. So buy it because if buying a law now, we should be buying your car. We should be buying your car. Is there so that one day you'll be making flour. So that one day you'll be going against. You'll be making flour. You'll be doing this. You'll be doing that because they say in the law that we should provide cars for you. The next thing I will say we'll be providing cars for your girlfriend. And next thing you come and say, we provide cars for your girlfriends. What a better job you guys do for us. Some of you even stepping in a capital building there. So even come up to put a bill on the floor. You're not able. Some of you have been there for years. So even muster the courage to talk for your district, your county. You're not able. Some of you are just mute bubble lawmakers. But when it comes to all the brown envelopes, you guys can be the first to take the kickback. Some of you are just there. So say one, so say all. That all you're there for. Soon it's about money. That's the time you start talking. When it's about money, that's the time we'll see you flagging things out. But when it's about interest of the Liberian people, no. You don't care about that. You don't care about the Liberian people. You don't know. You don't want to know how they are feeling. You don't want to know how the students, the school going kids, the university students, how they are going to school. If they have buses, you don't care about that. You don't care about how the business people are being marginalized by foreigners. You don't care about that. You don't care if civil servants are taking pay. You don't care about that. All you care about is your self-interest. That's what you care about. Then you have my colleague Harris this morning. Harris, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Walker, and good morning, Liberians. I'm on this morning as well. Let me register my apologies for coming a bit late than usual. This is as a result. I had an experience with the Douala to Raleigh corridor this morning.
Let me shift a little bit.
This way?
No, so okay.
This way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I had a bit of experience with the Douala to Raleigh corridor this morning. And I must share the pains of those that use that road on a normal basis. Waka is as challenging as you won't think of it to just leave from Douala to Raleigh, a place that you thought will take you, at least 15, 30 minutes or so, will take you over hours to get through. It is challenging, but howbeit, we're able to beat the challenges. And this morning, we right here to inform Liberian people. So I'm honored this morning as well to share this conversation. I listened to you very lengthily when you mentioned all through while on my way here. I listened to the conversation when you mentioned about the lawmakers issue. And like we stated yesterday, and we will continue to repeat what we have said, that the lawmakers, we understand, especially the House of Representatives, we understand that the law provides that you guys should have uh, vehicles assigned. I mean, government assigned vehicles. I mean, government should purchase vehicles for you individuals. That is in the wisdom of uh, uh, the founding fathers, those that formed our government, said that let's give you a government assigned vehicle. I'll be able to commute you to work and able as well to visit your various constituents as well. But we have said that in spite of what the frameworks of our government have said relatively towards the benefits associated on the job, when those benefits are a bit strangulated or a bit shortened as we experience within the government, this is not just with the legislature or perhaps the legislative branch of government. This it goes across the judicial branch of government as well. It goes as well as within the executive. I mean, I followed a lot of folks doing comparison as per the presidential vehicle, the vice presidential vehicle. I want to challenge anyone this morning. Aside from the previous convoy that the former president had used, who can point out to a vehicle purchased by the president since taking over in the space of 6 months? I mean, when we talk about government being continuity, these are the conversations we have. That the last 6 years of President George, we have managed to have the vehicles because after 3 years, it has been perhaps changed or upgraded, or a conversation will be that way. So President Walker is continuing on that. Check the president convoy. How many new motorcades you see within the president convoy? I mean, a lot of them you see there is either being repaired or being upgraded to a point. But it is similar with that of what George Weah had, George Weah used over the last 3 to 4 years, or perhaps 2 years if you want to speak. Because I can recall prior to the campaign period, the government had to procure new vehicles to, to change the ones that were in the president convoy. So that was just around 2022, the end of 2023 and the early 2023, the early of 2023 as well. So like that, you understand the president, look through President Barker's convoy. Look at, follow up on the ambulance, the ambulances within the president convoy. Look at, the EPS or vehicle that was in the president convoy. Look at them. What you see anything new there? It tells you that the government is a big challenge in terms of meeting those needs as required. But even to that point, the president has acknowledged that it is your benefit as lawmakers. It is your right that the government is under obligation to provide vehicles for all of you, so as to have no excuse that, I don't get car, I want to come to work and kind of stuff. You guys were able to, to sponsor your campaign activities privately. At the time you didn't have a dime. You had a vehicle in front of you. You have all of what you needed was a son with you. But even at that point, you did not complain a day. Now that the government and the entitlement syndrome has taken over you. Now, not understanding that the president has met with the leadership of the both houses, the president has acknowledged that there are challenges. We understand that benefits should have been directed to you guys. But as we speak, there are a bit of challenges. Let's hold fast. Let's hold our peace. Let's be consistent. Let's commit ourselves to doing the Liberian people's job. Why we sit as executive and govern our resources so as to direct towards addressing those challenges we have in government. The leadership of which a lot of you wholeheartedly voted, endorsed, elected. You accepted your leadership accepted the president's appeal. They brought forth to the House and told that the both houses had separate meetings. And in that meeting, it was discussed, they were agreed that your leaders, that is the pro tem and that of the speaker, briefed you individually and said, this is where we are. That the president has met with us and has acknowledged that things that we're supposed to have as a legislator to function effectively is challenged at the moment. But as we speak, government is working modalities. Let's go far. Let's continue to do the Liberian people's job. Let's improvise, right? Let's work our ways out. Let's work in an extreme condition because it is with the Liberian people that we commit ourselves to this job. So let's do it. The pro tem met with the senators. The speaker, the deputy speaker met with the representative, and that conversation was held. On the contrary of the acceptance, they came out with that thing of a protest, quote unquote protest, right? To get a go to it. Listen, and I must say that after the conversation yesterday, I follow up after the conversation yesterday, Representative Swo Mobile District 3 acknowledged the fact that they were in because he's right out what he said, and I want to read what he said. What he said yesterday. I want to read it so that we connect you to a point. This is what he said. This is what he said. He said, look, I do not regret any action of Riley Keke to work as a representative of the 55th House of Representatives. If every member of the three branches of government can waive their right to ride new or expensive cars, let the money for the car be used to open pharmacies in hospitals, better our drainages, and build centers to rehabilitate people addicted to drugs. Riley Keke is a message to many. But what is for us should be given. I will use what is allotted to me as a representative in my district, then to deny me. Remember, what is mine can be auctioned to build a youth center or a mini clinic in my district. This is what he said. So he acknowledged our conversation yesterday. But yesterday we said, why it's true that it is your entitlement that you're supposed to have car, you're supposed to have, everything. But government has identified those challenges. Government is working resources to address those challenges. So there is a need that those in the health sector be prioritized as well. Those Liberians that have been affected by flooding and the different disasters as we speak, especially with this rainy season, be addressed as well. So there is a need that those in the health, the education sector, as we have these conversations around teachers as well, be addressed. Last time when I listened to the president of the UMU, right, even though UMU is a private university, but when I listened to the president of that university, she said we have, as we speak, lawmakers that send students to this university on their scholarships. As we speak, they're owing us up to 100,000. So in estimation, over 200,000 has been owed to the university by lawmakers as we speak, whether past or current lawmakers, but predominantly current lawmakers. She acknowledged that. So there is a need that you lawmakers help us. What if we have a conversation? Listen, we have scholarship drive, all of us lawmakers. Government is about to back up. But we have, for our convening, all of us. I challenge anyone that's ready this morning, all of the 73 representatives, prior to entering at the 55th legislature, they had their own personal vehicle. How different does it make when you say to national government, if you have $45,000 for car, send that money in my district account. I have some pressing priorities in my district I want to address. I have my vehicles that I can commute from one location to another. I'm satisfied with that. But send that money to my account because I understand that, for instance, in district number 10, the people there in Trubo need health care. The people there are therefore needs health care delivered as well. Let's say the entire oral belt as well need a high school or public high school. So have that money diverted in the district account instead. That's what Representative Colabar will say that. Why Representative Sumon Baba will say, send the 45,000 into my account, into my district account. As we speak, the issue about flooding is a major challenge. From one location to another across district number 3, there are challenges.
Yeah.
That flooding has taken over the entire district. Send that money, let it be, let us, purchase the different areas to help build up the foundation and structures of people's homes in this area so as to prevent further occurrence. Why if Representative or friends are folk who have said, I already have a vehicle. So there is no need to have another.
Maybe moving from Matadi to Central Monrovia.
To Central Monrovia. It's $50 okay. Yeah. Right? So like that, because we are services, we are serviceable to the people, send that money in my district. I understand, for instance, that the Matadi Elementary and Junior High School is challenged. Teachers at that area up to 2-3 months have been taking pay. Send that money as a lawmaker. Let me address some of the challenges at that institution. That the marketers, for instance, in Fiama Market, they are challenged as well. That the issue about flooding as well has taken over the market. As we speak, those marketers are in Fiama, as you see them back at the sit and their feet are in the water. Why they look for that daily bread? So as a lawmaker, I want to address the situation. Instead of buying $45,000 car, send that money into my account. Let me address the situation. Why Prince Topher, in district number 8, was in Raspberry Valley, was said, for instance, in Slepway community, was said, for instance, if you want to move as well as Buse Quarter, those areas are challenged. That Buse Quarter, for instance, the issue malaria and the different kinds of sicknesses are affecting the people on a daily basis. We want to provide a first aid treatment for our people or an immediate help, an effective health system or district health system, and for the people as well. So send out $45,000 that government will procure a vehicle, even though I understand that it is my right. The last time I checked, Prince still have for himself over 3 or 4 different vehicles. This is a man I already started before coming to park. I'm saying this to all of them. Move to district number 7. Emmanuel Down, for instance. Emmanuel Down was said as a rainy season as the rainy season is already here. Those in West Point continue to be affected by the sea erosion, right? I'm saying sea erosion. And the sea is encroaching on the land. So as to speak, every day there are destruction on people's homes as well. We want to have an immediate district response strategy. That for every time the people in my district are affected, we have an immediate care. We want to move the district number 15, for instance. Right? Muka will say, for instance, in Dole community.
The flood.
Right? Flooding has taken over in Dole community. So there is a need that if $45,000 I will purchase a vehicle for me, send them on to me so that I may be able to address or to meet up some of the challenges the people are facing currently. $45,000, last time I checked, it's a very huge sum of money. I could do a lot of things in the
No,
gym.
but some men say the owning already.
Mm.
Now why is it? They say the owning people.
Well, as I said, the conversation will be. Justin Simon said, send my own money. I have been in the house, I think 2 terms down. So I already had vehicles, not just vehicle, but vehicles. So I'm looking to in West Point. I'm saying in Nuku Town, on Popo Beach, for instance. The people in district number 16 are challenged. So you know what we're gonna do? Instead of buying me $45,000 car to get already have one, send the money to the district account. Let's create a district account, send that money there. We'll use the money and be able to address some of the challenges that people face, especially during the rainy season. But now Blue basically want to do that for district number 17.
Mm-hmm.
And
district number 2,
district number 2, Sekou Kodo want to do that as well.
Yeah, and Floyd in the district.
Yes,
in district 2.
District 2 has been affected as well.
Yeah.
So you see how important it is if lawmakers were part of the conversation. So national government will understand. $45,000 is allotted to each of all the procurement vehicles, at least worth $45,000. For us as lawmakers, let's have a conversation. Each and every one of us will create a district account. Government have that fund, instead of procuring vehicles, have that funds that better in our different accounts. Because we have issues in our district that our salaries cannot address. So since our salary cannot address those issues, it's important as we have this conversation that I'm going to be sending to our account so we address those challenges. Waka like that, then we say that our people are committed to what they do. So small mobiles are acknowledge that it's not any problem. This is a lawmaker why immediately when you won elections, when you're given an office space, in the absence of government funding, he was able to source his office needs, right? He wanted to restructure his office and make it well coordinated. You want to talk about Sekou Kane, for instance, in the absence of government funding, even at the time the budget hasn't been passed, Sekou says he used his personal funds to have his office because at the time he understood that it was important he started to address the situation in the district and meeting the challenges of the people. So we need to sit and wait until government sends funds was never a conversation.
All right, we'll go to the phone line because I think there's a guest out there for 8 o'clock. So we'll take some calls this morning on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 0880 for the men 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or the men can also call 0880 561 644 0880 561 644. The women can call on 0776 549122 0776 549122. You will be live with us here this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. Let's go to the phone line and take our first caller here. Good morning. Welcome, my brother. All right. Thanks so much for calling in 077 0778 665 699 for the men 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. The ladies can call on 0776 549122 077 6549122 for the ladies. Keep your calls coming in this morning, and you'll be live with us on the Punch Breakfast Show on Punch FM 106.7. We are looking at our lawmakers this morning. Yeah, yeah. You know, the guys, instead of them working in our interest, they are working um, in their own interest. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, brother. Okay. Thanks so much. Let's go back to the phone line and take another person from here. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where you joining us from? Okay. Welcome, my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mm. All right. Thanks so much for calling in 0778 665 for the men 0778 665 The women can call 0776 Good morning, welcome.
I mean, I already lost it, but I don't believe it. Mm.
Okay. Baba, yeah, man. When they put in over two in the game, all of them get two in the game. I mean, all the girls get two in the game, man. Baba, man, don't be so. Let's take some more calls. 0778 let's take somebody here quickly. Good morning, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Your name is joining us from. Good morning.
Mm. No, we don't pray for, that. We don't pray for that, Robert.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for calling in. Now take somebody from this line. Good morning. Welcome. And boy, welcome. You're live with us this morning. Okay. All right, kind of boy. Like, remember, like people write to get cow. Let's take another person here. Good morning. Welcome. The name where joining us from? Okay, AB. Welcome. Mm.
Amen. That's what Stella was said. So
Okay. Uh, 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 Thanks so much for calling in. We still take few more calls. on the topic here this morning. Call us on 0778. For the men, you can call on 0778 665 699. What happened? Oh, they don't call anymore. Our woman, young to call in the morning. The woman can call on 0776 549122. That the women in line is 0776 549122. That's the line for the ladies. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Your name, where you joining us from? Welcome, my brother. Okay. 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 Uh, Thank you so much, my brother. We have to take somebody else on this line here quickly. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning. Yeah, your name is John from. Welcome, Samuel.
Continue playing, man.
The guy know what?
I mean, the podcast giveaway. Continue
Continue
playing.
playing. Continue playing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. On. Oh, I don't know.
The background says.
Yeah, the background is noisy. 07. We can take the three more calls. Then we
Optional guess.
yeah we usher in our guests. 077 8665699 077 8665699. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, welcome. Cool.
I mean, you're the white guy gives a man. I can't understand you. Quiet.
You say embarrassing, Lord?
Embarrassing, love me, God. Yeah. No, William is a lawmaker. He's not calling himself a lawmaker. He is a lawmaker. You the people of version number 3 elected him. Mm.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I take 2 more questions.
Real politician.
You know, say you live Maserati, but you don't be specific.
I mean, move it.
Hey, good morning, welcome.
Go district number 10.
Go district number 10. Good morning, welcome. Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from. Yeah, somebody say one more for that district to come your district because your district not making a boom here.
District number 10, good I met to work on district number 3.
Yes, I need one more for your district.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Mm. Mm. Quickly.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, you still on? Go ahead quickly. Just conclude. Okay, I think we have to leave you right there, and then you can take off our time. We understand the information is important, but as well, after give us the chance, we take this going to be our last call on the segment, and from there we take commercials and go to our guest this morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Quickly, let's hear you, Pagomo. Mm. Mm. Yeah, Pagomo, what can happen is that at the house, once it's in section, things that you say there it cannot be used against you. So at that level, uh, yeah, it's part of the reason why at times when the city seems they can just go that way. They have a lot of guarantee. Okay, all right, Pagomo. Okay, we will. We hope some of the days will bring in him, but he's one of those persons that have literally refused to sit on this conversation. We hope some days we'll have him here. But folks, it's already time is eight. That's 18 minutes past 8 o'clock. We'll take this very short break. Take words of our sponsor. Once we return, we'll have of course consummate health and sanitation chief executive officer as our guest this morning. It runs up to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we will relay a special interview this morning as well. But today, let's go for this very short break to be right back. Okay, Tony, if you can leave it right there now, folks. We have with us this morning. Our guest on the segment, Yap is Mr. Mountain Key. That's MN Football, a very young uh, Liberian as well, doing a lot of great things in this country. He's the chief executive officer of the Consummate Health and Sanitation. And recently he got nominated for the Momo Hero of Change Award. It's great to have him on the conversation this morning. We felt the need to bring him on. You know, when you have a lot of young people, doing great things, contributing to the survivability of Liberians as well, the developmental drive of our country. It is important as well we have them on this conversation. Someone will say that every time we talk politics. And so it's great to have him on. Good morning and welcome to the conversation this morning.
Thank you for having me, Harris. I appreciate being here so much, and thank you to our listeners for
I just want to
this
get
morning.
go this way a bit. Take it back. That's good. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So we begin this morning at first for our audience and a lot of folks listening to you. You want to give us a perfect introduction that suits you. Maybe we I didn't do more than what you expected. So we just want to introduce yourself in the next few minutes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there isn't much to talk about, but my name is Martin N. Walker, the Executive Director and co-founder
Mm.
of Consummate Health and Sanitation. That is for most of what I do, but I'm also a young person that has been involved in youth development spanning over 5 years now, from working volunteering with Youth for Change Incorporated, the official sponsor of the Liberian National Inter High School Debate Championship,
Mm.
working there as a judicator, debate trainer, and also working with other organizations through youth development uh, and participating in a whole lot of different leadership training and programs that I wouldn't want to go into today, since we're basically here to talk
Mm.
more about the work that I do now at Consummate Health and Sanitation, and of course my nomination in the Momo Heroes of Change Award for this year. So Consummate Health and Sanitation is a youth-led organization
Mm.
that has the vision of being a global leader, even though it has to start from the community level, the national level, and then we get there. But our vision is to be a global leader when it comes to promoting sanitation and hygiene, sexual and reproductive health. One of the most rising public health threats, which is antimicrobial resistance, something we'll talk about subsequently,
Mm.
and to being one of the major contributors to reducing the incidence of preventable death in Liberia and worldwide. If we should go back a little bit to how the entire idea of consummate health and sanitation
Mm.
came about, we came to realize that a whole lot of people die from preventable diseases. Something we believe that should really be happening once it is
Let's
preventable.
let's have in simplicity in our forms of conversation. When you talk about preventable diseases, I mean, what exactly you cool? What exactly you're referring?
Yeah, sure. We're talking about death from conditions like malaria,
Mm.
diarrhea, typhoid, and those common things that people mostly die from, and these are the ones we actually take for granted.
Mm.
Those are preventable deaths, deaths that result from sicknesses of that kind.
Sicknesses that have treatment that people
Yes, like you can just take or even protect themselves from even getting sick in the first place.
Mm.
Yeah, so those ones are preventable. We thought that people shouldn't be dying from such conditions. Once it is preventable, it means we can do something about it. We can protect ourselves from it. Once you stop yourself from getting there, you wouldn't have to get there at all. Once you're healthy every day, you have the strength to do everything you have to do. So we thought that we have to do something as young people, because my team, we all have a background in some health science, either nursing, public health, biology, or a medical student, or a nurse already. So all of us come from that background. We thought that let's create a space where, as young people, we're helping the government, we're helping the people of Liberia maintain our health, live a good health, so that at the end of the day, the public health outcome of Liberia will also be improved, and people wouldn't have to die from common sicknesses that they can protect themselves from and live a healthy life every day.
Mm.
So that was how the idea of consummate health and sanitation came about.
I mean, in what year?
That was around early 2022. Yeah, so the idea came from there, from the background of sanitation and hygiene. And we came to realize that a whole lot more is tied to this. So the issue of sanitation and hygiene came in, sexual and reproductive health came in, of course, water sanitation and hygiene, which is also directly tied to sexual and reproductive health, came in, tied to sanitation as well, also came in, and
Mm.
then antimicrobial resistance. Until recently, We were the only youth-led local organization that was involved with antimicrobial resistance.
Mm.
But when we get it, I would like to expound on it more so people can know. So this is how we came about with our thematic focuses and started working to promote SDG number 3, good health and well-being.
I want us to look at prior to this vision that now you see a lot of progress as you move on.
Mhm.
Prior to taking on this initiative,
Mm.
in terms of the statistics on the number of preventable diseases
Mm.
that people are dying from,
Mhm.
I mean, that who have triggered your decision that there is a need to have this organization, to have this help. I'm saying this service.
Mm.
There's a new provided service to the people.
Yeah.
Let's look at the statistics in terms of the number of cases you guys, came across at the time
Mm.
that are preventable diseases, malaria, typhoid. We're talking about all the different sicknesses that kill people in this country.
Yeah, sure. Let's look at malaria for example. I think in 2019 annually there were over 608 8,000
600,
over
600.
608,000 deaths that were directly attributed to malaria. Just malaria. We had that. I think 2017 or 2018, we had a total of 1.85 million deaths occurring globally, all of which were from preventable diseases. So you have this huge number of deaths occurring annually, even though progress over time, there has been some reduction because of efforts coming from organizations like ours in order to put in measures to reduce the number of preventable deaths. So over time, that number has dropped. But before this idea came about, those were figures we're encountering. We have over 1.85 million deaths occurring annually due to preventable diseases. Come on. Now let's talk about Liberia as a lower and middle income country. If you have this amount, more than 50% of that is attributed to lower and middle income countries, something that Liberia is part of. We already know how we treat the issue of malaria here. It is common among us. We know how we treat our backyards and how we just take anything, throw it straight in our mouth, whether it is clean or not, how we treat our food. We know all of these. These things, everything put us at risk of being the major victims of this huge number of deaths that occurred annually. So we thought that this is something that we need to do something about. We need to join global efforts in order to reduce this particular number, especially for our country, for ourselves, our people, the old man in the market who don't know about these things. So we have to educate them. We need to support them, empower them in order to protect themselves and their family from these deaths.
And that's how this whole vision came out.
Yeah.
Let's look at the reception you have received since the establishment of this organization of the press, and especially going down to the locals, like you place those ones that have overlooked a lot of those diseases, sicknesses that who have been prevented. And some of them, their family members and loved ones are falling prey to that. I mean, the reception, how has it been for you as an organization?
In the midst of challenges, I must say that our organization has been doing extremely well. The reception out there has been amazing. People have embraced the idea. People appreciate the fact that there are young people who care a whole lot more about their own health and the health of their neighbors. So it has been great. We've worked in several communities, West Point, Claratown, Peace Island. We've gone out of town. There's this place in Firestone, Division 16. We've gone to one of the places that we've worked there. We've worked with high schools. We've worked with women-led groups in Caldwell. We worked with a whole lot of people, even church-going girls. We worked with them. And the reception has been amazing. There have been a lot of other young people who have shown interest in jumping on board. And sometimes it's not possible that you can get every passionate young person out there and just keep pulling them in. Yes, of course. But then it has been really amazing. People appreciate what we're doing, and we are motivated to do even more.
In terms of in terms of fundings, I want to believe that this is a vision you want to take across the 15 counties in Liberia,
Of course.
and perhaps having it across the borders of Liberia.
Yes.
Let's look at the sourcing of your activities. I'm saying this, the consummate health. That's the health aspect. We're going to get to sanitation, which is a very important aspect of it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the health aspect, the last time I checked, health services are one of the expensive ones you will come across. How exactly are you sourcing your activities?
So for the time that we've been around, of course, we know this is Liberia. Funding is an issue. for every passionate idea that is out there, every innovative idea that is out there. Funding is an issue, and we're no exception to that. We've had serious challenges soliciting funds to fund some of our activities, but irregardless of that, we have tried as young people to make sure that even when the funds are not coming in, we're able to fund some of them ourselves. More than half of our activities have been self-funded. Team members contribute to making sure that these things happen. That is why, for most part, we try as much as possible to find low cost but yet effective initiatives to undertake. And at the end of the day, the team members passionate enough, they take their own funds, put it into it to make sure that it happens. But there have also been some sponsors who have popped in a couple of times to fund some of the things that we do. But funding has been a serious challenge anyway.
Funding has been a very serious challenge. Let's look at the aspect of sanitation now, which of course we want to treat as a whole different subject.
Yeah.
Uh, let's go particularly more surrounded before we transition to other countries you're currently working in. How's it like as well? I mean, let's look through sanitation aspect is one of the challenges faced with the city of Monrovia, particularly as well.
Yeah. So, like you said, the sanitation issue is big. It is a huge challenge, and we believe that we can even handle it alone. It is bigger than us, a whole lot more. But then, like former President Ellen Johnson said, the size of the dream has to be so big enough that it scares you. So we're not deterred. Uh, we've been trying because our focus for now is social and behavioral change education. We believe that if you change people's mindset, it is like the first step to achieving whatever you want to achieve. So while we're around, we're making sure we're educating people on how to keep their communities clean. We're making sure that we're educating students, we're educating market women, we're educating even the wives and husbands at home. We're educating everyone who has to know what to do, where to keep their dirt, how to separate raw food from cooked one, how to properly prepare their meals and everything else. We're making sure we're telling them the danger that is directly involved because you will not have people.
It's not that easy like the way you say it.
No, it is not. It is definitely not. You have a whole lot of questions. The last time we had this engagement in West Point with 50 group of men and women, some of them were asking, so if you are telling us we shouldn't use this latrine that we have here because you go to most of West Point, they have this thing over the water that all of them go to defecate. And a survey that we conducted, we found out over 50% of people we surveyed, they have some worm infection. And
Almost all of the persons.
more than 50%. And the people treated it as if it is something common. We're like, okay, so do you experience any form of worm in your stool? And the sisters like, yeah, I don't, but it come on. Because like as if it is something normal. And these are things that people die from. And they can only be encountered through unhealthy environment, open defecation, is site sanitation. So these people are asking us, if you're saying that we should stop using these kind of latrines, what do we have to do? What can we do? Now that is where now, well, it got hard for us. Yes, because we're telling them that look, if you are dedicated in the sin, if you have any infection, it is possible that you pass it over to someone. It is possible that even you,
for both male and female.
yes, even though women are high risk. So now they are asking us, so what can we do? That is when our hands are tied. Because if you're telling them, look, don't use this facility, it means you have to provide them another option. And the next option will be, of course, a refined public toilet that we all can use. That is something now we can't provide. But as an institution, we have to try, get on the back of government officials, ministry, partners, so that we can help to get some of them down there. And that is something we've been working on over time, even though progress in that area hasn't been good enough because the reception from stakeholders with these ideas, they think that young people are actually around to play, but we have the potential and just we give us the space. So those are some of the challenges we've been having.
Have you received any positive feedback, especially from those lawmakers, those perhaps representatives of senators? I mean, in the various counties and districts you visit, because it's like part of the oversight responsibility, ensuring that the different government ministries step in and address the challenges. And if we have, I mean, an NGO of such
Mm.
coming in, assisting the local dwellers within your district.
Mm.
One would say it's a perfect need that you collaborate with, with that organization so as to help, address some of the challenges. What are some of the feedbacks you received? When you visit your districts, or perhaps extend a conversation to the lawmakers on the need to visit that district and have the intervention.
Now, for our part, we have basically been engaging the Ministry of Health. Yeah, that is where our focus has been. Instead of we haven't gone down yet to lawmakers, but we have been engaging the Ministry of Health. But to that end, bureaucracy has been the blockade for us. You know, the entire thing about, oh, we need to get to our bosses. Our bosses have to say this, say that before we can come in and do this, before we approve this or approve that. That has been the problem for us. And we are hoping that some of those blockades can be removed, so smooth operation can be encouraged. We can't do anything without the ministries.
But why are you skeptical? You don't want to, reach out to the lawmakers as well.
No, we're not skeptical about it.
Mm.
We just think that we need to make sure that we have the ministry fully on board. Because once we have their full backing, it means that we can reach out there, of course, to lawmakers and tell them, look, we've reached out to the ministry and they've given us the 100% go ahead to do this. Even though the contact persons have embraced our idea, but they need to get it out there to their bosses. Their bosses have to tell them, okay, go ahead and do the work with these people. But then we haven't gotten that from their end. Even with that, we're still forced to do whatever we have to do to make sure that this will not be a delay to whatever work we have to do.
Are there notable cases you have addressed as an organization since your establishment?
Yes.
Especially on the issue about those preventable diseases that over the years, statistics has proven that Nigerians die from, even though they are curable, and as well as the sanitation needs from one location to another as well.
So apart from sanitation and all that, we've also been working in the area of infections prevention and control, which is tied to the sanitation issue. Now, in that end, we have been, like I said, empowering high school students, community dwellers, and all of that. We've been on Peace Island. We conducted this massive awareness over there to ensure that people are able to protect themselves from sexually transmitted infections, because we want to reduce the incidence of people contracting the likes of HIV and AIDS, the gonorrhea, the syphilis, and the rest of that. When we're talking to people, that is where one reason why our attention was fully drawn to changing people's behavior, social and behavioral change education, especially the girls. We're talking to them, encouraging them over the usage of condoms. And some of them are like, no, we don't like it. We can't use condom at all.
They confirm to you.
Yes, they said that. I mean, people who we are hoping that they can protect themselves, and most of them are unmarried, people who are having multiple relationships. So the fact that people believe, they have those beliefs that, look, if they stay away from using condoms, they don't enjoy their sexual intercourse, it becomes a problem for us. So we believe that, look, let's change people's mindset.
And you have no adherence confirming that.
Yes.
It still remains a surprise to me.
Yes, really. You know, they are confirming that they have multiple relationships, but they're also saying that they can they can go ahead and have sex using condoms. They will continue to have unprotected sex. And that's a huge risk factor for contracting sexually transmitted infections. Right. But after several conversations, some of these guys, some of them made up their mind that they will try, even though it is hard, they will try to protect themselves. We thought that was a huge progress. Now, going further, we've been supporting church girls and high school girls with sanitary products, because we're also in the era of sexual and reproductive health, which the infection prevention and control is also tied to. We've empowered over 1,000 girls every month. We try to do that. Even though this year we try to make sure that we do it on a quarterly basis. Go to a certain community, empower a certain amount of girls with sanitary products that will last them for 3 months until the next time we see them again. So we've been making these interventions. Now, our goal to that end is to make sure that no girl is staying out of school because she can't afford just one pack to help keep her through that 4 or 5 days of a period. Because those are some of the reasons why girls stay out of school. When we had this survey in Division 16 Firestone, there are some of the girls who confirmed using paper during their menses. Come on, how can you?
In this age,
that was puzzling. in this age, you have girls who are okay. The cloth, no problem. That is some a lot of people use cloth, so I wouldn't have been surprised to hear the cloth. But the paper, yeah, I was shocked.
Is it that it's a choice to do it, or perhaps
They can
perhaps
afford it.
it is totally I know is not affordable for
They can afford the bags. They just can't afford it. Papers, yeah. They're using papers for their menses because they can afford it back. Yeah. And once they're using paper, it means they're
and it becomes comfortable with it.
yeah, that's their life. They have to deal with it. So they are carrying it with them throughout that time. They're doing everything.
This is just surprising for me. And I know a lot of folks out there listening to us.
Yeah.
A lot of folks out there listening to us as well. This is surprising. This is
It
the
was.
first time I've heard this.
Yes. Yes. We conducted that survey. I mean, more than 10% of the girls that we talked to over 200 girls,
Mm.
and they're confirming to using paper. I mean, I was shocked when we were going through the findings. I'm like, wow, paper of all things. Okay, tissue. Yeah, you said tissue, but paper. Come on now.
Even tissue is challenging.
It's challenging.
It's not advisable.
Yeah, it is. But then they can afford it. That is where our interventions come in. We're gonna make sure that we support these girls.
Mm.
Now we try to go a little bit from because we can say we'll be able to empower all of the girls in Nigeria every month with this. So we want to go take our attention to training them on how to produce at least the reusable pads. Okay. But then while we're doing that, we're still on social and behavioral change, encouraging them. Look, you can produce this pad, but make sure you're not using it. This one cloth is the only thing you have that you're using throughout the year every time. And then you start contacting infections.
Mm.
So we go from just providing for them to empowering them to be able to provide it for themselves. So I'm making this intervention. That is just to try that every girl out there is able to manage her menstrual health, which is directly tied to her reproductive health.
Mm.
So we've been making these interventions.
Let's look at across the street corners as well. We're going to talk about disadvantaged youth. Those ones we quote unquote refer to as Zokos as well.
Mm.
I mean, you visit the ghettos, you see a lot of our young girls, languishing those ghettos and that. And at times I too wonder on some of these things, and I'm asking myself, what are organizations like yours? I visit those areas as well to provide services for them.
In our strategic framework, these people are some of our targeted audience, but we've not reached out to them yet. We haven't expanded to them yet. Like I told you previously, the funding aspect is one big challenge that we have that is limiting what we have to do. It is a whole serious challenge. So we haven't reached out. They are part of our targeted audience, the people we hope to reach maybe in our coming activities next year or anything or so in our next annual planning. We hope that we'll be able to cover some of these people. But for now, we're still focusing on girls in communities and in high schools.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we transition now. It is all right. It is 8:43. Let's move on. A lot of good things you have been involved with. But how your nomination came about for the Momo Hero of Change. Most of Cell Liberia had this program.
Mhm.
I can call it last year they had it as well.
Yeah.
And the cash prize of very close to $1 million $1 so to speak,
Yes.
will be given to the winner of that event.
Mhm.
And the various nominees are joined based on their different interventions across the Liberian society. Let's look at your nomination. How was it done?
Thank you. Lungsa Cell normally opens a call for nomination when it's about time for the event to be hosted. So they invite people to nominate their change makers. So like that, people who have benefited from our work, we nominated our organization.
Mm.
That was how I got nominated. So the Lungsa Cell emailed me with a form that every nominee had to fill for evaluation. So I filled in that form, and I think we had over 200 persons, 200 or 300 persons that were nominated this year.
Mm.
And from that amount, we needed to pick shortlist the top 30. Yeah. So after the first evaluation, I was fortunate to be one of those who were nominated among the top 30. That is how I got here today. That is how I find myself here today. And we're in the top 30. After this week, we'll go to top 10, and then until
After this week, you go to top 10.
yes.
How has it been done? How's the selection process like in terms of determining? I mean, the top 10, top 10, top 15, top 20, or whatever.
So, since we're at the top 30 now, 70% of the points to make it to the top 10 will come from the judges. There are some other, there's another requirement, there's also another form right now that every top 30 nominee has to fill, and it will be evaluated. It's more like a concept, a proposal, defending whatever you're doing or why you deserve to be in the top 10 in the first place. The judges will look at that and then evaluate you 70%. And the 30% of the point is coming from your supporters, voters who believe in your work and they are voting for you. That, oh, this person deserves it, I'm giving them my vote. So based on that, now they will come up with their ruling on who makes it to the top 10.
So I see a lot of you, Mante,
Mhm.
have the short code to
Yeah.
have to encourage people to keep voting. After that, it was the public's choice to make a determination who is the hero of change.
Mhm.
But if you have about 70% of the vote is being decided by the voters, I'm saying by the judges, has Mr. Sell explained to you in the video as to why say that they have to give a very huge portion of that to the judges?
I think that that percentage is valid enough.
You think it's right?
It is possible that I may come to you as my friend and say, look, even though I'm not doing much, but you're my friend yet, so I want you to vote for me. It's easy. But once there is a panel of judges, impartial, who are evaluating you based on what you do, based on what you present to them, how well you're able to articulate your idea to them, make them believe that you actually deserve to be in this particular place, I think it's only fair enough that they have that huge amount of the percentage being allocated to their decision. I think it's fair enough, and trusting their potential, I think they'll make a fair decision. The remaining 30 can come from your supporters who believe in you, who believe in whatever you're doing. So that way, you don't have one person who maybe has this huge family background, all your family members can vote for you. Even they're not doing much, and then the other person that was doing so much. Yes.
I'm saying, the nominees. Whether you know the judges, I mean, do you know the judges?
No.
I mean, have the judges been revealed?
Yes. Lunsa still revealed the judges, I think a week or two ago on their official Facebook page. They did.
I'm asking that because it warrants the independence of the process.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing it from a different point. In competitions like this, you will want to keep the judges, hidden because you don't want to. If, for instance, it doesn't change anything because I'm looking at it. If in the wisdom of Lone Star Cell MTN, that we cannot have a huge portion of this for into the process that people will influence, the voting process. So we have to kind of do this quote unquote influence. Again, those individuals who have been headed. For instance, someone will say there's a series in Nigeria called Big Brother Labir. You don't know who is the Big Brother that making determination. So like that, you don't know. But if you have the judges being revealed, how is it that if you mountain, perhaps you don't have a solidified relationship with that judge, the next man that's in that competition, mind you, 30 person, there is no possibility that you have 30 person in a competition that don't want to be, having a kind of relationship with the judge. I don't know for you, normally how you are. I'm saying what exactly happened, your reaction to it.
I just want to believe in the potential of the judges and Lone Star Cell as an entity. The fact that they even brought this idea just to support youth-led organizations and whatever initiative you're into was even something that nobody thought about. So we believe that they will handle it fairly. They announced the judges in the spirit of fairness. They made an announcement of the judges. They informed the audience who the judges are. And I can remember all those who were on that list, but I think Lemon Bowie must have been one of them or so. Yeah, so these are people who are reputable. Yeah, we believe in their ability and whatever decisions that they will make. I don't think these are people that are easy to be influenced. Yeah, I'll begin to find out that okay, this one is gonna be tough. Yeah. Wow. I think they'll do a fair job.
Okay. Monty and Fokpai is our guest this morning. He's the CEO of Consummate Health Liberia. Consummate Health and Sanitation. And also, he's been nominated for the Momo Hero of Change Award for his outstanding services. Man, you know, Stassi has this young man, if he wins the award, $1 million $1.
The first prize, the
Mhm.
first winner is walking away with 2 million. Like
$2 million $1.
Second winner 1 million. Third winner 500,000.
Okay. $2 million $1. This man will use to out for the services he's providing. I'm looking to before we open the lines to take a few calls and also encourage us to vote for you this morning. Uh, if you will have $2 million $1 in an event that you win the award, because mind you, there are other competitors as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have acknowledged your opponents also in terms of their services they are providing.
Of course.
At times you want to go through the list to see who are those that have been nominated in their contributions.
I have done that, and I must say this year's nomination is I know.
It's telling you
Yeah, I mean, the supporters actually know their heroes and they really nominated them. Yeah, so every nominee that is out there is doing something really amazing. You have the likes of Yona Liberia, you have the Mertu Dano State, you have Garnet Africa, Hidden Nigeria Foundation, Beneda Uris Foundation.
you have Media A like
Yes.
that does so far as
Yes.
well.
I mean,
A lot of people. You have James Kwabo from the alternative.
all of these institutions,
guys,
and I must tell you the truth that most of these institutions are institutions that we gain aspiration from, inspiration to do whatever we're doing. Yeah, so I mean, it is one thing, an honor for me to even be nominated among them. You know, so
It shows that people have acknowledged it.
yes,
That's the most important thing about it.
Yes, of
That's
course.
the most important thing. But I was asking in terms of you winning the $2 million. I mean, what are your targeted priorities?
Now, we have touched a lot of issues that some of which limited our intervention due to finances. We're talking about supporting more girls, our menstrual health management program. Want to make sure that it is something that we're hosting and making sure that a lot of girls benefit from this. Want to get rid of girls using papers during their menses. No girl deserves that. It's like a violation of their human right. No girl deserves that. We want to make sure that that's something that is being well hosted and more girls are benefiting from it. We want to make sure that our sanitation programs in every school, in every major market around Liberia is something that is top notch. We are making sure that there is a particular place that is for market women to keep their trash and everything else. We want to make sure that these programs are put in place. We want to extend our intervention to our brothers and sisters out there in the street, the ones we call the Zogo, especially the women among them. We want to make sure our interventions reach out to them because the prevalence of disease among that particular group is something that might be very high if we research it. And interventions have to be made in area of infection prevention and control and everything else. So finances coming in, if we're lucky to win that amount of money, that is something that can host our programs for up to 2 years. We can do a whole lot with it because my team has been working magic with no good source of funding. Imagine us having a good amount of funding, we can host enough program for over 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, so how's the voting process tell us in terms of people wanting to vote for you? What's the short code?
So my short code is star.
I'm doing mine right now, and afterwards we encourage others to do theirs. It's star. And the voting process is free.
Free. Any of charge. You don't need to have credit, you don't need to have data, you need to get anything in your mobile money account is free.
And is there a limitation on the time you vote?
You have 2 votes every day. Every day 2 votes. Yeah. And your 2 votes star 415
star
016
star
22 star 11 hash.
So it's star 415. Like you see from a phone, those of you in the live feed, right? Is star 415 star 016 star 2 star 1 hash. I mean, like it is good when you have. I'm impressed since the Momo Hero of Change campaign started. I have never voted for the person yet, even though I follow all of I follow all of the nominees. In my mind, is that until I can have a conversation one after another with them, because this thing about social media at times it influences a lot of things. Sometimes people will just use the social media, vastly to influence. So until I bring them here one after another, and you explain to me why you're doing it without vote for you. So now I'm saying Momo, I'm saying Martin has convinced me. I mean, when I listen the story of the girls, I mean using paper, that message, that story carries the Martin I must admit. It takes a lot from me because for some of us, I had a time to grow. I'm saying growing up in the plantation area. We understand how challenging it was for our sisters at the time. So as compared, that was years back. So if we evolve now as a country and we continue to see these things, I mean, so I'm casting my vote. I'm casting my vote right now. And those of you, so it says, congratulations, you have successfully voted for Martin M. Fokwan as a preferred contestant. Keep voting for Martin to increase his chances. So this is the message you're going to receive. It's absolutely free.
Free. Every day you get
Free.
a dollar code. Well, let me just say, if you don't see that 016 in the code, enough for me.
Okay, so it's 0168.
That's my Kennedy's number. Yes.
So you are number 16.
Number 16.
Well, Jenny said move for the So folks, we take one or two calls, and most precisely, we just encourage you to sit from the comfort of your home. Just you listen to the young man. Things that he's involved with. A lot of great things he's doing. Let's admit. Let's admit that this morning. So we will take at least 2 or 3 calls this morning. 0778 665 699. 0778 665 699. 0888 080561661. Morning. Folks, 0717. We'll take this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Go ahead, you like. Mountain. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's why we help us vote for Martin. Martin is doing amazing work. And Lusa said, I want to get him in 2 million. I bring that up to continue.
But she's a whole lot of things.
But Lusa said, what do you want to get 2 million to continue? Tell that people vote for you. Say they agreed I will give you the money. So you're pretty help us vote for Martin this morning.
And Harris, something we can do just to make it easy. We can call the code. You can just save it like you are saving somebody's name in your phone. Okay. Tomorrow you just
let's look at Zé Africa. It says Monty is the real hero of kings. Let's encourage to keep voting Jurassic Joe as well. It says that Monty deserves our vote. As what his following says, I'm watching from the Bekube Avenue. Martin deserves our vote. Thank you, that's well. So Martin will read the quote again. I have one of my Lusa say again. Yeah, I gotta do it almost 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir. So I will call the code. You can just save it like you are saving a contact in your phone. And tomorrow, the same way you can dial, you can call somebody, you just dial that code, it will go straight to it.
Let's go quickly. At 9 o'clock, we'll have to transition for a
star 415,
star 415,
star
016,
star 2, star 1, hash.
You want to read about it, please?
Star 415, star 016, star 2, star 1 hash.
Okay, this is all from all of me. You see again, I'm putting my money again. So for that morning and then again, morning 4, you got a lot of us listeners casting our vote this morning. People are impressed by us, especially that.
Yeah.
So you see the message again. I received congratulations. You are voted for Martin. So Martin got 4 votes from my 1. But we gotta go, Martin. Finally from your end. Let's just see you quickly as you wrap.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Harris, and thank you to everyone who is following us this morning. We're doing our best as young people. We're motivated to do what we have to do in the presence or absence of funding. We're going out to make sure every way we can intervene in helping ourselves, helping other young people improve our health outcomes. We're doing it. And we need your support. We need you to support us in doing this. You can cast your vote for us. You can encourage somebody, encourage your family members, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers and fathers, the woman when I get a button phone ticket from them, data cool. Let's just do it out there. Let's empower consumer health and sanitation to empower other young people out there. So thank you so much for having us. Don't forget the code, save it in your phone, star 415, star 016, star 2, star 1 hash. That our code every morning to increase our chances of making it to the top 10. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks so kindly, Martin. As we wrap up, let's acknowledge those that have been following our live feed. Gibson G. Gibson, my professional colleague as well. Gibson, which is speed and recovery. I know you're not well, but you've been told by the story. Kind of constantly here at the beginning, get treatment. Gibson G, thanks so kindly. Denise Jara said, good morning. I'm watching from Cinco. Thanks to Leo Cisse, thanks as well. Douglas Yenico Field says, I'm following Abubakar Jalo, said, thanks as well. Gerasi Israel Prince Joseph, romantic in the Momo Hero of Change, and he provided a short code. I want to add in for it. Tina says, I'm following you from Beckwood Avenue. Jurassic coming, Jurassic woman. Ze Alpha Kola says, Mountain Football is a real hero of change. Please vote for him. Okay, and all of you will have to leave it right here. Come on, Shuttle will bring you a special interview with the Liberia Revenue Authority. Thanks so kindly for following us on this segment. We go for commercials. To be right back.
Present Cash Giveaway.